Okay, and of course, since I messed around with the hotkeys, I gotta check again, and we are rolling. Alright, so welcome back, and I decided just to jump right back into it, even since it's literally only 1:19 in the morning right now. Um, so I literally just finished doing notes on the game so I can stop drawing blanks, because obviously that was an embarrassment I do not like. And I do not have enough ginger ale left, so I'm just gonna sit here and hope and wing it. Anyways, jumping back into chapter 4, and it seems we have now achieved the fact that we are in Karma's route. So, oh no, I don't want to overwrite my save. I guess we're just gonna go back. We're back in the forest with Karma back in Karma's lady attire. Alright, so what happened? Jurian, if you don't come at me like you truly mean to stab me, you'll never land a hit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It has been about 2 weeks since I first saw Karma here in the forest practicing with Garland. I've come here every night since then, though I never stay as long as Karma, since I actually have work to do in the mornings. Alright, here I come. Why would you announce? I know it's practice, but you never announce. Their two swords clash, and Karma laughs as he throws Jurian back and taps her lightly on the shoulder with a sword. That makes 4 hits, and that one was easy. Is that the best you can do, Jurian? I notice that every time Karma practices with Jurian, he's in his Miss Karma disguise. Thank you! I thought there was a glitch. I was actually confused! He says it's because of the curse, and because he does not want Jurian to fall in love with him. Okay. Isn't he being overdramatic? I doubt someone like Jurian could fall in love with Karma. He's subtle and quiet. Garland tells me that you're usually good at that. I am, sir. Then why the exception today? Sir. Darling, it wouldn't happen to be because of the way I'm dressed, would it? Are you still not used to it? Hit the nail on the head, have I? It's not very chivalrous to hurt a lady, of course, but that logic applies to men as well. An enemy is an enemy, Jurian, even if your enemy is a delicate flower like myself. Delicate flower. Jurian, you should hit him on the head for that. But Princess, he is not delicate at all. Jurian laughs and I scowl at her. Is she laughing at me? You and Karma seem to get along. I doubt it. Oh, Princess, you wound me. You always say that. You and me. You wound me where Jurian's blade cannot. Something flashes in Jurian's eyes as she readies her sword again. Karma stands ready as Jurian rushes at him with her sword. Their swords clash again. I wonder. Karma, your back's open. Karma turns, Jurian taps him on the shoulder and laughs aloud. I did it. A single hit. It looks like you have a weakness too, Karma. No, it wasn't a weakness. It was a lack of sleep catching up with me. Why did he listen to me? He told Garland the other day that it was crucial to only listen and watch the most important things. Alright, practice is over for now. I can see Garland coming for his practice. Karma walks to the corner, have a drink. Yeah, I skipped words or I slurred them together. Huh. I should probably head back to the tavern soon, but there is something I want to see first. On her way out, Jurian gives a solemn nod to Garland. She pauses to say something to him, and then looks at me, noticing my vague curiosity. I was just mentioning what a good swordsman Karma is. I've seen him fight, and Karma's a good swordsman, there's no doubt about it, yet is practicing with him really so special? He is fast on his feet and quick with his reactions. He's an excellent person to train under, even better than most of the commanders in the palace. I can second that. Even better than Ross, remember him? The first commander we trained under, the one that punished slow learning with extra exercises? You always had to do more exercises than I did, something about you being distracted. Blushies! They have the blushies! Yes! I knew it! Of course my notes were right. You should see my notes where I'm going through the characters and Jurian ex-female knight, and then Garland ex-male knight has hots for Jurian question marks. Oh my gosh. I was watching the way you swung your sword to make sure you didn't hurt yourself. You've always been overprotective. Well, They both suddenly stop to look at Karma, who is smiling slyly on the side. Why does he have that look on his face? Great, my character's dense. Well, that's a sign. We can't keep the commander waiting. Garland shakes his head, his expression snapping back into something more serious. Right. To exchange quick farewells before Jurian waves and steps out of the clearing, leaving Garland with Karma. You're in a dress today. Are you two really supposed to be so opposed to hurting me when I'm in a dress, or are you worried about ruining it? No. It's just so strange. She moves so well, even in a long dress. But yes, Jurian did mention almost stepping on it once. Impossible. I'm the picture of elegance. Of course, sir. Karma shrugs Garland's comment off. The two ready their swords and get right into practice. Jurian has taken over Garland's patrol now, so that Garland can get in some practice time. So, Garland, have you told Jurian yet? We know, Garland. No. The conversation that Karma always has with Garland is the real reason I stay behind to watch them practice. I don't understand why Garland answers Karma's question, if doing so makes him so depressed. Will you ever say anything to her, Garland? Why don't you just confess to her already? Karma lands an easy hit on Garland, who sighs in response. Whenever Garland thinks about Jurian, he gets distracted. I do not understand his feelings at all, but seeing him remain quiet frustrates me. Jurian is talented and poised. Wow. Said it before, can't say it again. I could never be good enough for her. You'll never win a woman's heart if you don't compliment her looks as well, Garland. Well, she's pretty too, beautiful, and then there's me. Aren't they both knights? Haven't they been training together for a long time? Literally just say something to her. Well, all you ever do is talk about her. Even Karma says your concentration is lacking because she's always on your mind. So just tell her if she does not like you back, then that's it. She doesn't like me back. Confessions are hard, Princess, very tedious. You are only saying that because you're dramatic about everything. The very nature of love is dramatic, darling. But enough idle chatter, sir. Let us continue our training. I end up staying longer than I intended, but by the time I consider returning to the tavern, Garland and Karma are wrapping up for the night. I have a question for Karma, so I wait until Garland leaves before I approach him. You're still here, Princess. Were you seeking out alone time with me by chance? I have enough of that every day when we run errands. I just have a question for you. You'll always come to the right person. What can I do for you, Princess Akuma? You ask Garland the same question every time you train, and he always tells you that he cannot confess. Karma nods in acknowledgement, but his attention is on his sword. He inspects it carefully before sheathing it. It frustrates me. You're frustrated. That look of his always annoys me. Oh my, it is annoying. Did you want to ask me why he won't confess because you're so frustrated? Yes. I suppose after almost 2 months I do know you a bit better. You do not know anything about me. And I do not know anything about Karma either. Confessing isn't easy, dear Akuma. Surely you must realize that the possibility of rejection is a significant deterrent. If you never ask, you never get an answer, and the stress of worrying stays with you and ruins everything. Why are you staring at me? Is that the reason you're so blunt, Princess? Blunt? You're far more blunt than I am. Princess Akuma, you truly are amusing. You're as sharp as a knight's blade. I am not amusing. That is a matter of opinion. Why did I slur that? That was going perfectly. That is a matter of opinion, darling. He really is insufferable. Yet I still come to him for advice. The scariest part of a confession is the possibility of rejection. Can you imagine loving someone and then finding out that they don't feel the same way about you? My thoughts shift to the king. My chest tightens. Princess Akuma. Karma reaches out a hand to brush a strand out of my face. I slap it away without realizing. He pulls his hand back with a gentle sigh. My apologies, Princess. No, I cannot imagine. No, loving someone and finding out they do not feel the same way. I always knew my father never loved me. My understanding is different from what Karma is referring to. Besides, I no longer hold any love in my heart for the king. I've already given up hope on him, right? It's a good thing you haven't experienced a rejected love, Princess. It is one of the worst feelings. Karma asked to be alone, so I returned to the tavern by myself that night. Oh, transition screen. That was pretty. I do not know why I agreed to this when nothing changes. Today I'm once again out in the town with Karma, running errands. Since we've been partners, he insists on coming with me coming with him every day. Why do you need a new dress? Because a lady needs all kinds of dresses in her closet. Variety is key when you want to make a good impression. Why would you want to make a good impression while people in a disguise? Disguise is meant to conceal you, does not exist to be flaunted. Oh no, darling, I only wear the disguise to stop the curse from working on people. It's not really meant to conceal anything but the fact that I am a man. Being doted on by a married woman or by a woman in love with another man is especially troubling. Is the curse really that powerful? Karma leads me over to the dress store. Our conversation pauses when he goes to the store owner to give specifications for a new dress. When we leave, Karma suggests going someplace to reward me for all my hard work. You're treating me. Why wouldn't I, darling? You've been helping me for a while now. What is this feeling? Gratitude? Karma does owe me for everything that I've done for him, so why do I feel like this? You know, it would be much easier for you to just help me carry bags. Oh, make a note of my own words. Oh, there, let's buy one of those cupcakes. Karma cuts for my suggestion easily. Does he really dislike work so much that he'd rather pay me off for helping him? Karma takes me to the stand, showcasing all kinds of cupcakes. There are some with colored frosting, others with fancy decorations. Some are especially eye-catching, like the bright blue cupcake decorated with little stars. Anything catch your fancy, ladies? All of them, actually. Alas, I do not think eating them will all be good for my diet. What do you think, Princess? We'll share one. I turn back to the cupcakes, which I realize are big enough to share between two people. Am I choosing one for myself, or one that Karma would like? I guess he's treating me, but 2 cupcakes catch my eye. One is a tiny little creature sitting on the top of the frosting. It seems to be a little lizard of sorts, though it is strange, the colors remind me of Karma's dress. The other cupcake is decorated with little white chocolate pearls. Those pearls are small and somehow cute. Karma might like the other cupcake. Oh, so it's between those two? Which would you like, Akuma? I, of course, want the lizard. Oh, God. Choices. Just give me the freaking lizard. I want the lizard. I'll have that one. The one with the... Oh my, is that a chameleon? A chameleon. It is a chameleon. Oh, that's adorable. Sir, we'll take one of those. I was thinking you'd like it for the colors, not the chameleon. Whatever that is. Oh, look. That's a magical orange diamond. That's great. Let's go enjoy this somewhere else, shall we? I wanted it for the lizard. Alright. Karma leads me to the middle of the plaza, and the two of us find a table. He walks off to get a fork and a knife before returning and handing a set to me. Do we really need a knife and fork to eat a cupcake? So before we get your dress and you distracted me with cupcakes, we were talking about your curse. Were we? It's not an interesting topic. I was glad that we had gotten off that tangent, to be honest. Why don't you want to talk about it? You have your secrets just as I do, Princess. The whole point of pairing us up, I'm adding things, is to help each other with our curses. Move on. Ignore the fact that I am slurring words or adding words or deleting words. Heh. Princess, you want to help me? Only because it's necessary that I help him so he can help me. I haven't made any progress helping you, though. You said you would provide me with opportunities. I'm not very good at that, am I? I'm sorry, Princess. Well, I don't think I've done anything for you either. But Princess, you've been helping me for the last few weeks. Whether or not it's an obligation, you still are good company. Good company? No one's ever told me that before. They only chide me for being difficult to speak with. Oh! It's the chameleon! It's so derpy and cute! Oh my gosh! Ew, it's pink though! Darn it. Karma starts cutting the cupcake, his knife sliding through the frosting in the cake with ease. Definitely never seen such refined manners for a simple dessert. What was your life like before the curse, Princess? I have no need to tell you any of that. No, it's not necessary, but I'm curious. Would I be doing a good deed in telling him? I don't think so. How about we trade off a fact for fact? You give me a story today, and I'll give you one tomorrow. What makes you think I'm interested in your life? Well, you do keep asking me about my curse. Only because we are working on breaking our curses. Okay then, we won't talk about the past or any secrets. We can talk about this cupcake instead. What? Why does he always insist on changing the topic? He offered you an opportunity to freaking talk about the past, and it would imply his curse. Why do you... Oh god, you make everything so much harder. Oh god, rage. It's so simple, yet you just sit there and oh my god. Drinks ginger ale as frustration. Asterisk. Karma cuts the chameleon on top in half. He cut the chameleon in half. I noticed that he gives himself the head, which is a lot cuter. Well, I get stuck with the tail. The tail's cute, it's a little swirly thingy. Chameleons are little lizards that can blend into our surroundings. Their surroundings. Is he willing to go this far to avoid the subject? When I was a child, my father used to call me a chameleon. What? I hid a lot to avoid responsibilities. Oftentimes, no one could find me. Not my father, nor the servants. If he had servants, then that makes him a noble? One day, I was out searching for a mythical creature in our garden, and I came upon the chameleon. It was a small little... silly little... switching words. It was a small, silly little lizard, but I'd only found it because I was looking for something fantastic. The lizard on the cupcake does not seem all that fantastic. My father explained what it was to me, and then he started calling me his silly little chameleon. It was ridiculous, but he said I was always very good at hiding, and so it suited me. What is it, princess? It seems like you are still good at hiding. You hide behind your disguise and keep many secrets. I suppose I'm still a chameleon, then. I don't think that nickname makes any sense. Sometimes they don't have to. Nicknames don't have to make sense to be endearing, princess. Can we please just get back to the subject at hand? Yes, this cupcake. If you insist on sharing a story for a story, then I'll tell you something about me. Oh? You didn't seem the type to want to share. I normally do not see any reason for sharing things about my past. No. Mother once told me that to confide in someone... For some reason, I couldn't say that word. I've said it 1,000,000 times. Else was a weakness. But more than that, I was always worried that others would judge me. No one has ever wanted to listen to me. I know enough about others' opinions of me to know that they think I'm the one at fault. Always. I wouldn't judge you, princess. I mean, I wouldn't judge you for not wanting to say anything to me. I divulge nothing to you, after all. A story for a story, that is the deal, right? I expect you to keep to it. Or rather, a fact for a fact. It's not like I have to tell him everything, it's just something about myself. I'll tell you about my life at the palace. It's not as if it's secret, though I doubt Karma would understand. Ever since Mother died, the palace has been a cold place. Why the surprise? It's because you see Emmeline and Rod and assume we are all one big happy family. I do have to admit that Princess Emmeline seems quite gentle. Prince Rod is quiet, but he seems like an honorable man. When I saw you and the princess at the dress store, Princess Emmeline seemed very nice, is she not? Her kindness is fragile at best. She tries far too hard for it to be genuine. Her insistence is irritating. I've never wanted to be friends with her. The king took a second wife after my mother died, as if she never mattered to him. Karma was silent. I continued to talk, my emotions loosening my tongue. I'd meant to stop there, but the words kept coming. The only one who ever showed me any affection in the palace was Mother. The king never paid much attention to me in the first place, but he treats Rod and Emmeline far better than he has ever treated me. What was your mother like? All of my fondest memories are of her. She was always with me in the palace, teaching me right from wrong. She taught me how not to show weakness, who to speak with. Needless conversation is useless. People are often very likely to lead you astray. That was the reason I never saw any reason to speak with the townsfolk. Will you judge me as everyone else does? No, princess, I'm not judging you. I'm just a little sad. Sad? Why would he be sad? Sounds like you lived an empty life. It was not an empty life. But it sounds as if your mother separated you from everyone. It wasn't as if the townsfolk would have accepted me anyway. Mother said they were not to be trusted. Princess, about your mother. I'll not hear you speak ill of Mother. No, I only had a question about your mother. Karma coughs, and I pause to stare at him as he clears his throat. What is it? This is... Oh, gods. I hear the change immediately. His voice is lower, far lower. The gentlest gone. Karma puts his hand to his throat and grumbles. Karma's voice is teetering on the edge of sounding unmistakably male. I've always wondered how he is able to change his voice, but I always forget to ask him about it. What happened to your voice? Oh, it's Miss Karma. I turn to see a young market girl approaching us. She looks at Karma adoringly. This looks like the witch previously. What? I've always wanted to speak with you, Miss Karma, ever since you complimented my dress that one time in the dress store. Your dress is lovely today as always, Miss Karma. Karma? Miss Karma, are you okay? I am quite fine. I cannot help but giggle as the girl takes a step back, looking shocked by Karma's not deep voice. Karma curses again in his deep voice before forcing a bright smile on his face. Excuse me, I'm feeling under the weather. I notice that he's trying to change the pitch of his voice, but the highness is only annoying rather than soothing now. Oh, I'm sorry. Karma turns to me urgently, but I'm too amused to offer any sort of assistance. What is it, Miss Karma? Karma smiles, forced, and his eyes are glaring at me. I laugh once again, not able to help myself. His expression softens, but only slightly. Alright, I know. I'm not gonna tease him. Attempt to leave with Karma. I think we had better get going. Karma nods his head. I'll have explaining to do if you just sit here. Is there nothing I can do to help you two? No, obviously not. I'm sorry. He does not look amused. Why? I'm only trying to get us out of here faster. Leaving. He takes my hand and curtsies politely to the girl as he pulls me away. Karma, you sound sick. It's run out. Run out? The potion that Parfait makes for me. I must have talked too much. You talk too much? Karma puts a finger to his lip as we stroll through town. He shakes his head, making it clear that he won't speak to me until later. When we arrive at the tavern, it's already dark. Karma pauses and turns to look at me. What? You have a nice smile, Princess Akuma. I'm glad I could make you laugh. Well, of course I laughed. You sounded ridiculous. It's worth sounding ridiculous just to see you smile. You and Rumple really are the same. The comment doesn't faze him. He smiles widely as he leaves for his room. I'm glad I could make you laugh. I couldn't get those words out of my head, even though I'm supposed to be resting for the night. I think I should go see if Karma's practicing with Jurian or Garland. I leave my room and go down to the reception room. Delora and Parfait let me go to the forest at night alone now, since they know that I'm meeting up with Karma. Parfait's in the reception room tonight, reading a book. I was always told reading in the dark was bad for your eyes. Oh, Princess, I didn't see you. I noticed that she's closed the book and I can now read the cover. She's reading Cinderella. That's my fairy tale curse. The Great War was caused by the fairy tales, right? Yes, that's right. And yet you are reading one. The curses are based off of these fairy tales, after all. But why are you reading Cinderella? My curse isn't anything like the fairy tale. It's reversed. True, but the morals remain the same. In order to become Cinderella, you must be good like her. Cinderella had everything handed to her by a fairy godmother. I had everything taken away. Princess, have you truly had everything taken away from you? Compared to what I used to have, what I have now might as well be nothing. You have friendships and people who enjoy your company. No one in this tavern enjoys my company. Are you sure about that, Princess? I think you just have difficulty trusting that we all like you. Like me? Why would you like me? You become like family here. I haven't even been here that long. It doesn't matter. Everyone here at the market is family. Family? You're saying that everyone at the market is like family. Princess, you're one of my many boarders. You're more than just a regular here. You live here with us. So like I said, you're family. You speak more with the people here than I have ever spoken at my own family. In the palace, I was always alone. The only person I could speak with was Fritz. Are you going to watch Karma practice? I nodded in response. Be safe, Princess. As I head to the door, I recall what happened earlier today. Parfait, what is this potion you make for Karma? You mean the potion I make to change his voice? He begged me to help him when he first designed his disguise. Karma makes a beautiful woman, but he didn't think the illusion was complete without a convincing voice. You know how picky he is. Something else on your mind, Princess? Karma hides his curse, but you must know the conditions for breaking it, don't you? Parfait does not answer. Are you also keeping it a secret? Princess Akuma, not everyone likes to talk about their curses. I think it would be better if you asked Karma directly. I just don't understand why he won't tell me everything when I'm trying to help him. Just as you think your good deeds are difficult, there's also something about Karma's curse that he can't come to terms with. I put my hand to the neckline, necklace around my neck. Whoa. Words. I still haven't performed any good deeds. Can I really do this? I'm going now. I walk out the front door and into the forest. I decide not to think about all this, at least not until later. I wish this was simpler, and that Karma wasn't cloaked in so many secrets. Goddamn dreams. Or memories. Mother, I went to town today. Oh? I told you not to go into town. Did your father take you? He told me that it would be fun. And was it? No. Everyone looked really angry at me, but I don't know why. I've told you before, haven't I, dearest one? Townsfolk are jealous of you. Jealous? They are bitter about their lot in life, and because of that, they will seek to use you for your status. You cannot trust them, Akuma. You cannot trust anyone but me. Trusting others will only lead to heartbreak, Akuma. You need only trust me because I will never hurt you. Huh. Favors and payback. That makes more sense. And we are only just reaching the 26 mark? Okay. I've been at the market for a couple of months now, and I still haven't managed to do a single good deed. Today I went out to town with Waltz to buy ingredients for a parfait. The two of us have both been very quiet, which is uncharacteristic for Waltz. Princess? What? Did Karma explain why he wasn't coming with you today? Princess? Does Waltz not like my company? Is that why he's asking why he had to fill in for Karma? He said he was tired. Oh. Waltz turns his head, his eyebrows furrowing in confusion. Town feels different today. It does? I feel as if there are people watching us. How can you tell? With practice, I have a lot of eyes on me when I'm doing my puppet shows, after all. Even before then, I was used to being watched, I guess. Before you were cursed. Why? Well, I was more conspicuous as an adult, I guess. An adult? Oh, right. You have the Neverland curse. Remembered. Yes, I have the Neverland curse. I told you what that was in the tavern once. You're stuck as a child when you should be a man. Right, it's a little inconvenient, but I've gotten used to it. Waltz is so more straightforward about his curse and Karma. Two of us go into a store, where we find the little cups that Parfait asked us to buy. After I pay, Waltz automatically picks up the bags. His help is nice for a change. I've become so accustomed to carrying the bags on my own. So have you made any progress on your good deeds? You can see from my necklace that I have not. But you have changed. I still don't see how I have changed at all. Karma hasn't taught me anything about doing good. Sometimes in order to do good, you need to realize some things about yourself first. Maybe Karma's not so bad at helping with that. He is selfish, flamboyant, and acts as if the world revolves around him. But you're still partnered with him. I am. I am okay with Karma's company, but most of the people judge and shun me. But Karma hasn't done that, and he's even mentioned enjoying my company. I've become more tolerant of him, too. Oh, Princess! Walt's eyes light up and I see him pointing ahead to a crowd of people gathered around the center of town. A woman stands in the middle of the crowd telling people his fortunes. We should go see if we can get our fortunes told. Come on! The crowd around the woman only grows larger until nearly half the plaza has been taken up. I find myself pushed around in the crowd as I try to follow Waltz. The crowd is dense, though, and in no time at all, I've lost him. Waltz! I call for him, but I do not see him over the dozens of people in front of me. I will wait for him at the outskirts of the crowd. He should be able to find me. I make my way out of the crowd and to the edges of an alleyway. But Waltz still does not appear. 10 minutes go by, and I consider walking back into the crowd when I hear a voice behind me. Are you looking for someone, madam? I feel someone grab my hand. I slap them away and take a step back. When I turn, I find a man standing behind me in the alleyway. Didn't mean to startle you. What do you want? I want to help you return to the palace, Princess Akuma. You know who I am? I do, Princess, and I can lead you back to the palace. Who are you? Someone who's working for the king. The king does not remember me. The only people that would remember me are witches, fairies, and those with the curse. So who exactly is this man? You're lying. Princess, why would I ever lie to you? Now come, I'm sure everyone at the palace will be very happy to see you. The man grabs my hand roughly and begins trying to pull me through the alleyway. First thing I try to do is scream, but the man clamps his free hand over my mouth. The crowd is getting farther from us, and no one can see us in the shadows. Princess, I swear on my word, I'm bringing you back to the palace. If I exert my energy now, I won't be able to leave at all. So I'm going to wait for an opening. You'll be expecting me to fight back. I have to hold my ground until there's an opening. What would Jurian and Garland do in this situation? Nice and obedient, yeah? Better that way. After all, I'm not a bad guy. The man walks me down the alleyway. His hold on me still tight. I'm forced to walk with him until we get to a dead end. Now where was that passageway he was talking about? Now's my chance. What is this I see before me? I look up to see Karma standing on the rooftop right above us in his disguise, holding a sword, a broad grin on his face. Madam, you might hurt yourself playing with that sword. You might want to put it down. What is this, sir? Do you feel threatened by me? You should. Karma jumps down from the building and raises his sword in front of him. His eyes are angry, his earlier jovial personality fallen away. Anyone that attacks a lady has to pay for the crime. Karma rushes forward, moving faster than I can see. Even in his long dress, the glint of a sword causes the man to fall backwards, loosening his grip on me. I step back from the man's hold and watch as Karma points his sword at the man's neck. Now, I have a sword and you do not. Do you really want to test your luck, sir? Tisk, this isn't worth it. I can make the tisk sound, but it really... not worth the energy. Just say the word tisk. The man runs off, leaving me alone with Karma in the alleyway. What is this? You were a lot cockier just a few moments ago. I breathe out slowly as relief washes over me. Princess, Waltz approaches from where the man had run. So did you meet the coward fellow on your way here? I bumped into a man who looked as if he was running from death. Oh my, I feel oddly accomplished. Karma and Waltz's voices become faded and indistinct as my vision blurs. I'm suddenly light on my feet. All the adrenaline from earlier has dissipated into thin air. I feel tired. Princess, why is it I'm constantly passing out in alleyways? Why is this? Before I can collapse, I feel arms pulling me back up. Rest easy, Princess. I close my eyes and fall into blackness. When I wake up, Anise is setting a tray of food down on my bedside table. She does not notice as I rise slowly from bed. Anise. Oh, Princess, you're up. We were worried about you. Lady Delore and Lady Parfait said you were just out because of shock. But still, how long have I been asleep? Just a few hours, Princess. Don't worry about chores for now. Lady Delore says that if you're feeling better later, you can use Mr. Broom. Just thinking about using Mr. Broom gives me a headache. Where are Karma and Waltz? Waltz is scouting the town looking for the man that captured you. And Karma? I think he might be in his room, Princess. He's got patrol tonight, so he's resting a little bit. If he has patrol tonight, that must mean he was resting this morning, too. How did he know I needed help? Did you need anything, Princess? No, I'm going to visit Karma. What? To thank him. However, he knew if Karma hadn't been there, things would not have ended so well. Yes. That's sweet, Princess. Oh, Lady Delore wants to talk to you about what happened when you're feeling up to it. Okay. I wait until Anise leaves the room before I follow after her. It is only after I exit my room that I realize I do not know where Karma's room is. Anise must have assumed that I already knew, with us being partners and all. It's fine. I do not need Anise's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but eventually I find a room with his name on the door and a careful flowery. Cool. Letters. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking, not you, idiot. Oh my god. Are we gonna get something I need to censor? Or are we gonna need to do something else? He is shirtless, isn't it? Yep. He is shirtless. Okay. Fan surface away. I expected to find Karma laying in bed, but instead he's standing in front of a mirror, changing his clothes. Lots of shock. Princess? Oh, I did not think I'd ever seen a shirtless man before. He's smiling now. God damn it. Oh, indeed. He turns to me, and the realization that he's standing there just in his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly, uncomfortably warm. Why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes! And then I noticed a large tattoo on his chest. It's a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments, before Carmen puts a hand there to conceal it. It's rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head, and then approaches me. I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. I can't speak. Why? Mischievously. Holy hell. I can say it normally if I'm not reading it. Nope. It's the end. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Mischievously. What was that pop in the background? Mischievously. There we go. Jesus Lord. It is a familiar look, but it arouses me more now than it has ever before. My princess, you're as red as tomato. Are you okay? We finally get the blushing screen. Yay! Okay. Does this man always need to point out the obvious? I'm fine. There's no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? To see me, the beautiful Karma? Does everything always have to revolve around you? Well, you are breaking into my room. I'm barely able to stifle a sigh. Or stifle. Well, I cross my arms in front of him. His smile makes it harder to get my next words out. I came here to thank you. To my ears deceive me. What did you say, princess? Princess, thank you for saving me. You're quite welcome, princess. It was my pleasure. I should leave. Wait, what? I turn to leave, but Karma grabs my hand and pulls me back. Princess, don't you owe me something? So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. I think you owe me an apology. You did come into my room unannounced after all. What is he talking about? Since you broke into my room and demanded you to help me with my makeup, then I will forget your transgression. Your makeup? Yes, darling. Is there going to be a minigame in this thing where I do his makeup? I thought you were resting because you were going on patrol tonight. Resting? Nonsense. I have much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy that I washed my face in order to reapply it. I cannot believe I'm going to agree to this. Fine. What a splendid day today is. Come, princess, let's do this by a mirror. Karma pulls me over to the mirror, where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him. I do not even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Now, which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, princess? What? What are your eyes attracted to most on a person's face when they're laughing, when they smile? Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? If someone was smiling, the first feature I would look at on their face would be, well, their eyes, because I hope their smile is reaching their eyes. So you can see the joy in their eyes. You can read people there easy. You always look at a person's eyes first. So the eyes? Eyes at the mirrors to your soul, as they say. Does that mean you always look into my eyes, princess? The minute he says that, I look into his eyes. Karma flutters his eyelashes at me, and I look back down and grumble. What was that? A trick? Made you look. What did you think? Think? Of my eyes, did they draw you in? I never looked at Karma's eyes closely, but now that he keeps talking about them, I can't help but look closer. His eyes are a pretty color. You don't have to answer that, princess. I'm just kidding. Of course. Your eyes, on the other hand, are beautiful. You and Rumple really are the same person. You both spout nonsensical compliments. Nonsensical? Oh, princess, I'm so offended. I mean what I say, unlike that fool. Anyway, I'd let you choose the order of things. Fine. Just don't make me look like a clown, princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to go get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, you shouldn't you do your makeup yourself and miss the opportunity to have you help me. Nonsense. If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. But I've never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. Karma gives me his makeup supplies, and I start layering the color on his face. When we are this close, I cannot help but carefully inspect every one of his features. I do not think I've even did something like this with Mother. You know, princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. What? You've been helping me for a while, and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Coincidence? I'd hear you went to town with Waltz, and so I followed you too. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. You managed to see me even when there were many other people who didn't. I have good eyes, probably. Probably. It's not like you to be so humble. Akuma, I am once again offended. Why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. I was worried. It was strange not accompanying you today. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Intuition, perhaps. Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I am not? Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Delora or Parfait, have you? No, not yet. You came to thank me first. Yes. Oh. Karma falls into silence, and I continue to work, sweeping blush on his high cheekbones. Princess, do you know anything about the man who tried to drag you away today? No, he said only that he worked for the king before telling me he would take me back to the palace. I wonder how he recognized you. I was wondering that myself. How curious and alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches. Witches? What do they want to do with me? Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses. So that man spoke with a witch. It's possible. But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? Suppose either way, the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for a good reason. Is it possible that a witch gave a commoner a description of you? But then, why would... Karma stops talking and looks up at me with something like sympathy. Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas. Are the witches really so dangerous? What did they want with me in the first place? Rest assured, Princess, we will figure this out. I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that even they might not know everything. I will need to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. Look at Karma and shake my head. Next time I'll be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are as cold and unmoving as steel. Princess, there won't be a next time. That's what I said. Next time I'll make sure that you're definitely not alone. Had I been alone today, I might have actually been kidnapped. I know that, but I cannot show weakness. I just need to be more cautious. I'm not some damsel in distress, you know. Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on a battlefield, knights fight better together. What's wrong? Nothing. He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes look suddenly distant, and his posture is stiff. I think we're about done here, right? I haven't finished your makeup, though. Wait, why am I even concerned about that? Oh, sometimes simple is better. Would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, Princess. I take it back. We are definitely done. Good. Thank you for your hard work. In an instant, the mood changes, and a bright smile once again graces Karma's face. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town and then a patrol later tonight. Probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but... Thank you. He is thanking me for putting on his makeup. It was such a small thing. You're welcome. You already thanked me, though. Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as a normal person. That doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of things he says do not make any sense. I leave the room with Karma, and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfait and Delora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look up at me as I walk into the room. Well, well, well. There's no third well, but like, hello, I'm adding it. 'Cause, well, well, if it isn't the princess. Took you long enough to come see us. And he's told us you were unharmed. Not armed. Same thing. Well, we're glad to see you safe, Princess. So how about telling us what happened? When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange a solemn glance when I'm done. If you know something about all this that I don't, why would the witches be after me in the first place? Remember what we said about the Tenebrarum corrupting witches. Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can because they can. That is why I cast glamour on you when you arrived here, so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you. To protect me. I feel like there is more to do this. More to do with this, wow. More to this that they are hiding, but I do not think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything. Forgive us, Princess. We are not entirely sure what's going on either. Though if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow. Troublesome, to say the least, but we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out. Until we figure out who that man is and who he's working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the market at all times. Do you understand? And once you figure it out, you will tell me? The two exchanged another look, which only makes me more frustrated. They were obviously keeping secrets, and right in front of me. We'll tell you once everything falls into place. Don't worry, Princess. We would never let you be put into any danger. Silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. Oh shit. Drop the cat, why don't I? Make more obnoxious noises. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Oh, beautiful transition. Oh, okay. The days go by slowly, and I make no progress with my curse. Karma's busy with the knights today, and Delora and Parfait are busy talking with Rumple about his curse in his room. Tonight is a perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what's happening around the kingdom. Are you insane? People are trying to abduct you, and you're going out alone. Oh, God. Stupidity can not always be matched with bravery, alright? Bravery and courage are not the same thing as stupidity. Delora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the market since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at the table. I've just finished working for the day, and the activity in the market is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door, and as the last few customers leave the market, Jurian is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Shame that she's a knight, eh? She's the proud type, too proud to let a man dote on her. Fleeting shame indeed, but do you think if I try to say something to her? You too. Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face. Is there a problem? Doors are closing for the night. I'm going to ask you to please leave. No need to be so uptight, lad. We're on our way out now. The two men walk out, and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If the niece had seen that, she'd probably have scolded him. Garland. You okay? Of course. You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you. Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up, startled. Still the same as always, the silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised, raising an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first. Okay, stay safe. Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern. Going to sleep soon, Princess. I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Did you hear what those men were saying? Oh, about me being too proud or something. So she did hear them, but chose to say nothing. Doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. Blunt and to the point, Jurian was really admired for that honesty in the palace. The only other men I've trusted before are my fellow knights, Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She does not explain any further. I decide that is for the better. The sooner everyone has cleared out, the sooner I can leave the market. Tonight is the night I go looking for answers. Oh, we got our hood back on. Sorry, Karma, but I can handle myself. I'm going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself into trouble. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything as I'm exploring the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have had to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. Hours pass before I pass a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace, I linger by the open door and listen to what the men are saying. I hear that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. Well, he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Fritz still remembers me? But how? Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Sir Mithros forced him on break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mithros must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other and I lean as close as possible can. Apparently the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it, he's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. The witch had a daughter? The previous queen. Are they talking about Mother? How dare they call her a witch? Apparently she did, though I don't ever remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? I'm assuming she's dangerous and that they want to get rid of her. Are they talking about me? I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? Aye, they described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. I should get out of here. I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern where the chatter abruptly stops. Is this... Oh, a lady. The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me and I stumble into one of them. Madam. He moves to take my hand and then he stops when he sees my face. Her face, and a necklace. I think she was spying on us. Witch! One of the knights grabs me by the wrist and pulls me toward him. He is far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Unhand me right now, I'm no witch. Then there should be no problem. We're just going to take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. No, let me go. This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Come now, princess. Let's go back quietly. Try to convince them. Fighting back is useless. When I'm outnumbered, I have to try to convince them that I'm not who they think I am. You're mistaken, sirs. I happen to overhear your conversation. Assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. You know, she has a point. She was listening in on our conversation. That's clearly suspicious. Did you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more. You were cloaked, as if you were trying to hide your features. Being out at night with a cloak is sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. You know, she has a point. Stop saying that, man. Karma in the distance strongly approves. Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we are mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. I don't want your stinking money. We don't need your stinking money. Come on, let's take her to the palace. Horse. The knights lead me onto the empty streets. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? Knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There's fear in their eyes. But I have done nothing wrong. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. I don't know. I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking towards us. What is he doing here? Why isn't he in his disguise? Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. And who are you? Her husband. Okay. We have hit the breaking point of tolerance for this bullshit. Is what? Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. Sir, we were just going to take you to the palace too. I will give you on the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count, though the knight attacks him before his sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments I think I see the knight's blade glimmering across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. The knight holding me holds up his hands in surrender. I yield, sir. It seems no matter how this situation turns out, you are dishonorable. Please, sir. Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheathes his sword. Karma, a few moments, Akuma. Karma spends some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knight's throat. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands again, I notice a glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. You're hurt. It's nothing. Not cliché. You're hurt. It's nothing. It's not nothing. I'm sorry. Come on, princess. Let's go back. Pulls me right out onto the main street and does not let go of my hand. Cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloodied hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I do not speak for a long time. Eventually I notice people start to stare. Though before long the staring grows worse, young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma. Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is his curse? Karma. Akuma, I just said I'm not in the mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We are being followed. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Cacophony, whatever. Karma's not moving, though he looks resigned. Maybe he's too tired to realize what he wants to do. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Akuma, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. Akuma. I lead him through the town and into the little nooks and crannies where we manage to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts, waltzed through them too. Once we were alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult. Akuma, what? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? You could have left me behind and gone alone. Instead, you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Though to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew that I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all those girls. He's right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse says people forget me, and yours says even strangers becomes fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposites of each other, and yet we seem so similar. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern, through the abandoned alleyways. My feet are heavy, and all I want to do is sleep, but suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Akuma, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that, and it made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I am sorry. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep with this. No words for how I feel right now. Princess. Oh, cutscene! Hello! Okay. Hey, we have matching hair. Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Of course, I only noticed the matching hair because now for once it's next to each other. Suddenly, all my tiredness falls away. You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest. We'll speak later about all this, okay? But the blood. The bleeding stopped on its own, Okuma, but it does need to be treated. Don't worry, it will be fine. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. I don't lie. Not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the market, and then bows politely to me before heading back to his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. Does he usually kiss women's hands? No, I don't think so. Alright. We've reached the end of that episode, and let me tell you, judging by the time, and I remember saying it was 1:19 when we started, so it's been over an hour, and I apologize for that, so I'm just going to end this quickly, and I might just go into the next episode, because now it's getting good. Sayonara! And it will never stop recording.